Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to agricultureinformation.com webinar. I hope you all can hear me. Please reply via chat box. Today we are going to interact with Mr. Devappa of Nisarga Agro Consultancy on integrated disease management of basal stem rot of coconut. The format of the webinar will be as follows. I'll mute everyone in the audience except Mr. Devappa. Then Mr. Devappa will make his presentation, and after we listen to him, we can ask him our question by typing in chat box in GoToMeeting, or you can also email me at ed@agricultureinformation.com. I repeat, ed@agricultureinformation.com. Then I'll forward the questions sent by you, and if we have time, I may unmute one or two members in the audience so that you can directly talk with Mr. Devappa. So I'm unmuting you now. You can start your presentation.
Hello?
Yeah, please start your presentation.
Okay, good evening to all the listeners of webinar. I'm Dr. Devappa, working as a professor and head, Department of Plant Pathology at College of Horticulture, Bangalore. And I worked for more than 17 years in different places and various areas. Today's my topic for discussion is integrated disease management of basal stem rot of coconut. It's also called as Ganoderma wilt. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
So the major coconut growing areas in South India is Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So if it is, for example, so can I share the views with the audience, ma'am?
Pardon, sir?
Pardon, sir?
So can I share my slides to those people?
Yeah, sure. Just a sec. I'll make you presenter.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Please, you can share your slides.
Yes, you can share your slides.
Yeah. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
So now it is basically, for example, the entire status of coconut cultivation in the country. In coconut status in India, total area is 1.94 million hectares, and production is 15,730 billion nuts, whereas productivity is concerned 8,303. So particularly in the different states is concerned, major coconut growing states are Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. These are the major coconut areas. Out of that, if you look into these statistics, the maximum, the yield, that is the productivity, is more in Tamil Nadu, that is 13,771, whereas it is more than national average, that is 8,000, we can see, that is 8,303. Whereas in Karnataka is concerned, that is 5,584. These nuts per hectare. This low in yield, it is due to various factors, particularly in Karnataka is concerned. That is a lot of the area, more than 80% of the area is comes under rain-fed situation. Number two, that is particularly the spacing given in Karnataka, it is wider when compared to the Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. So in addition to that, the pest and disease problem is most important for less yield in the coconut situation. This is the, based on this is concerned, so the main reason is concerned, particularly in Karnataka, the maximum area it is there in Tumkur, Hassan and Chikmagalur and Chitradurga district. Particularly in again, this pest and disease problem is most severe. Among the pest and disease problem, the basal stem rot, that is the Ganoderma wilt disease caused by Aplanatum and Ganoderma lucidum is the most destructive disease of coconut. Even that there are a lot of work has been done by different people on particular aspects. But even that, the results are inconsistent, and also there is no much work has been done relating to that aspects of integrated disease management. So particularly occurrence is concerned, in Andhra Pradesh, maximum incidence has been reported up to, that is 22.2% in East Godavari district, whereas in Tamil Nadu, that is Tirunanthapuram area, it is very severe. And Karnataka is concerned, that is in Tumkur district, the lot of coconut growing area is there, their incidence is very high. So is it clear, ma'am? Hello?
Yes, sir,
Hello?
please continue.
Yes, sir, please continue.
Okay. But now you can, particularly the symptomology is concerned, the first Ganoderma wilt, it is a soil-borne plant pathogen. It will start the infection on various parts. Basically, this particular organism, it will be there in soil, and the disease first starts on in the root system. Root system, later decaying and death of the fine roots is the first underground symptoms of the disease. Later, what will happen? The discoloration, or that is the extensive rotting of root system can also be observed. And finally, the rotting slowly it move towards the trunk region or bale region. The cortical tissues will disintegrate and the steel turns to brown in color. Again, whenever there is a disease advances, there is a progressive reduction in the regeneration of the new roots. Whenever there is no new roots, the translocation will be severely affected. And more than severely adverse affected forms, more than 75% of the roots can also be observed in the rotting position. Again, the depth of the roots can also be observed in the topmost layer when compared to the, that is the deeper layer, because the soil-borne pathogens will be there in the topmost layer when compared to deeper layer. About 70% will be there in the top layer, whereas 30% will be there in the lower surface. Whenever there is the increasing the depth, the population of the pathogen will be reduced. So this about the root symptoms can also be observed somewhere in the tender roots also. Whereas in the stem portion is concerned, the stem is usually exudation of the brown viscous or brown viscous fluid from the basal portion of the stem is the first and foremost visible symptoms of the disease. So can I show that, is it clear, the picture?
Yes, sir, it's very clear. Please carry on.
Very clear. Please carry on.
Yes. The particularly this portion, the oozing of reddish brown color, oozing can be observed on the trunk portion. This trunk portion, if you observe continuous bleeding, that is different. A brown color oozing, it is the most important diagnostic symptom of Ganoderma wilt. Okay, this is the first and foremost important symptoms. Again, it not only in the just 6 feet above the ground level, we can also observe on the up to 10 or 15 meters also. So this is the second thing. Third one, why this particular exudation will be there in that above, just above 6 feet means this particular organism will be there just above the soil layer. As I said, the topmost layer, the plant pathogen will be there on the topmost layer, as the infection will enter in the just beneath the soil. Next is concerned, for example, if it is the foliage, drooping of the lower leaves, it is the most important character of that disease. So this drooping of lower leaves, it can also be observed wherever there is a lack of irrigation, lack of water. But in addition to that symptoms, if it is the plant is showing that is drooping of leaves, means that is also one of the most important character of that disease. In addition to that, some plants or palms will exhibit the yellowing of the lower leaves. You can observe this is the yellowing of lower leaves. This is very clear. This yellowing of lower leaves within 15 days without exhibiting any kind of symptoms or oozing of gum. So the palm will be died. That means within 15 days the entire palm will be died without exhibiting the symptoms of oozing. This is also a clear-cut indication of the basal stem rot disease. Again is concerned whenever the incidence is very high, this particular drooping of palm, that is a fronds, it is quite common. Entire the leaves fronds will be dried out and only the skeleton like structure will be remain in that. So if you visit that's a garden which are affected by basal stem rot disease, for example, this is the entire affected palms. You can see this is the major problem which are observing or facing by the farmers in the region of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh as well as in Tamil Nadu. Right? So in the advanced stage of the infection, we can also observe, that is it very clear in the basal portion of the stem portion, mushroom-like structure. It is, you can very clearly observe this mushroom-like structures. These mushroom-like structure we are getting in the basal portion of the stem means it is a clear-cut indication of the basal stem rot disease. Once it has appeared means definitely the death of the plant can be observed within 1 or 2 years. Right? So this about particular the symptoms are concerned on the stem portion. So next, if you come to the leaves is concerned, the entire leaflets exhibit wilting symptoms, and outer one or two whorls of the leaves turns to yellow in color. Next, the flowers is concerned. Normal development of the flowers and bunches is restricted or arrested whenever the incidence is very high. Number of the flowers will be reduced, and the leaves drooped out, resulting in the hanging down of the subtended branches, and bunching, that's bottle shedding will be there. Button shedding, it also can be observed wherever the dry condition, and as severely diseased affected palms, it can also be observed, that is the net weight, kernel weight, water content and copra content, oil content, everything it will be decreased. So whenever the time taken for usually once the infection occurs means for expression of this particular symptoms up to death of the palm, that is varies between 6 to 54 months. Average it will take so nearly 2 years to express the symptoms. That means once the infection occurs, it will take 24 months for exhibiting the symptoms. So without exhibiting the symptoms, the pathogen will be there in the host itself. Not only the pathogen, it also, that is other, the insect, that is scolitid beetle, Xyloborus perforans, that's and the weevil, that is both are found to be infesting in the stem in large number. It also increases the incidence of this Ganoderma wilt. Particularly about this pathogen nature is concerned. This is most prevalent in sandy soils where the coconut gardens are raised under rain-fed condition, because the sandy soil movement of pathogens and aeration, everything it is very high when compared to the clay soil. Hence the incidence is very high, and wherever the crops are growing in a dry condition or less soil moisture during summer months, that is also very favor, and presence of old infected stumps in the garden. For example, once the infection occurs, finally the death of the palm will be there, if that infected stumps, as it is, if it is in their garden, definitely there is a chances for hiding of the insects as well as the disease. And in addition to that, injury to the root portion at the time of cultural practices, it also increases the disease spread. That means care should be taken, and the damage should be avoided as much as possible at the time of cultural operation. So this is about the important aspects of the basal stem rot disease of the coconut. So any clarification regarding on these aspects? Hello?
Hello. Yeah, please.
Hello.
Just
So can I proceed?
yeah, please proceed.
Yeah, please proceed.
Okay. In addition to that, so one more I want to show that this is the once the infection occurs. So we should, this is the late, particularly we should remove most of the farmers. After the infection, death of the farm will be there, but no farmer will remove that dead palms in the orchard. Ultimately, what will happen? Hello?
Yeah, please continue,
This
sir.
is- we should avoid, that is the most important, as much as possible, you should remove the entire root portion and dispose it away from the orchard. Otherwise, there is a chances of the spread of the disease within the orchard. This is the most important thing to follow the farmers, followed by the farmers, number one. Number two is concerned, it's not only occurs on coconut, it is having alternate hosts also, that is Albizia, it is one of the alternate host. Number two, it is that is the Albizia amora. Number three, that is Acacia nilotica, and there are more than including Haranet, more than I think it has reported nearly 140 host plants are there for Ganoderma. So that means as much as possible care should be taken. So the next thing is if it is the case in the plantation crops, the identification of the disease itself, it will take a lot of time. In addition to that, the incubation time for expression of the disease symptoms, it will take starting from 6 months to 24 months. If it is 24 months, nearly 2 years it will take to exhibit the symptoms, means definitely chances for elimination, it is very difficult. So different methods to be followed to minimize the spread of the disease. For example, this is the one, the indicator plants. It's the Bengal gram, Cisar erythemum, the Bengal gram. The many host plants have been tried. So this Bengal gram, which will exhibit the symptoms of Ganoderma sick soil. For example, if the soil is sick, or if the Ganoderma population is there in the soil, means definitely it will exhibit the symptoms of wilting. So you can observe the wilting of, that is the Bengal gram seedlings. So if it is, there is no, the soil which is not having any Ganoderma population, it looks like healthy and other things. That means wherever there is an opportunity, we can put the Bengal gram as an indicator plant, so that it will give the indication of presence of the pathogen. So otherwise what will happen, once it has reached the advanced stage, means it is very difficult to manage that disease. Hence that particular disease has to be, preventive measure is the most important. In addition to that, there are some that is a concern. We can also check that the red gram pigeon pea, splitting of bark portion in the basal region. That is also a, if you observe after confirming the isolation of Ganoderma, we can clearly tell this is due to particularly there is an indicator plant. It is also one of the indicator plant or Ganoderma wilt. Red gram, that is Cajanus cajan. So based on these available indicator plants, we can also come to know the that is the presence of the pathogen in this particular crop. So for that, so the total we need integrated management for this disease. So basically, what are all the different care should be taken means, as I said, so since indicator plants are available, we can use either Bengal gram or red gram, wherever it is available. You can sow in the basin of, this is the basin that is around the root region. For example, there are different crops which has been tried. So if it is good health means it is free from Ganoderma. If it is exhibiting the wilting symptoms means that is a Bengal gram exhibiting the wilting symptoms means that's a Ganoderma which is there. But we should confirm that Bengal gram it should be free from other soil-borne pathogen. Conformity should be made before taking any decision. So this is concerned if it is integrated management is concerned. For example, we should open the trench. This is the trench entire area. This trench should be opened, so about 6 feet. So distance should be there because the maximum roots will be there in that region. Without affecting the root portion, we should open the trench at least minimum 1 feet, maximum up to this is totally 3 feet up to we can go, no, nothing will happen. After opening this, we should add farmyard manure at least a minimum of 5 kgs. That farmyard manure, it will be definitely useful for multiplication of the trichoderma. That trichoderma, we can add trichoderma at least, that is the top formulation of trichoderma. That is for 100 gram we are recommending. 100 gram of trichoderma we can add in the branch portion. This is the entire area. And neem cake, so good quality neem cake should be added. We are recommending 5 kgs of that's a neem cake. That is very ideal for the development and multiplication of the antagonists. So that is the neem cake, 5 kgs per farm per 3 months interval. So some farmers are they are enriching the farmyard manure with the trichoderma, and after well establishment of the trichoderma in the farmyard manure, that will be incorporated into the field condition. That is method also it is available. So at the time of adding the manures or vermicompost to the basal region, so one should make any damage to the root portion, that care should be taken. So after adding, that is one more thing is, so since this pathogen it is a more predominant in the dry condition as well as in the sandy soil. So wherever it is ideal, growing up the intercrops like the banana, if you grow the banana, care definitely water requirement is there. If you at the time of giving water to the banana in the intercrops, the water also gets by the coconut, and ultimately we can minimize the spread of the disease. So wherever there is a possibility, we can grow the banana as the intercrop so that we can minimize, not control. So in addition to that, growing up that's our adding up Glycidia, the entire glyceride cut and incorporated into the soil, thereby the fertility level will also be increased. So either Susbania or Diancha, we can also add. These are the different that is leguminous crops which are growing in and around the root zone to enrich the soil fertility. So this is the vermicompost. So this overall, if for example integrated recommended dose of fertilizers, incorporation of the organic matters and vermicompost, and these at the end, this particular chemical most of the farmers are using, but nowadays it is this Calixin, a trademark, it is not available in India. So in addition to that, it is not available, hence the hexaconazole, Quantap 5EC. So that is recommending as a root feeding, that is 3 ml in 100 ml of water as a root feeding at an interval of 3 months, that is a quarterly interval. So this is the recommendation. Once the disease appears, means, so it will exhibit the symptoms after 2 years. That means it is very difficult to eradicate. Hence, care should be taken by growing the indicator plants, particularly either red gram or Bengal gram 1. So recommended doses of the fertilizers. Number 3, addition of the trichoderma at a rate of, that is the range from top formulation which is commercially available, that is 100 to 150 grams per pumps at an interval of 3 months. Totally 4 times care should be taken. This about the total integrated management of the Ganoderma wilt. This is of coconut. Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Any question, ma'am?
Yeah. Just a second.
Yeah. Just a sec.
Thanks, Mr. Devappa, for the
Thanks, Mr.
informative
Devappa,
talk.
for the informative talk.
Okay,
Now
ma'am.
I
Thank you
request
very much.
audience,
Now I request audience,
please start your questions by
please
typing
start your
in chat
questions by
box.
typing in chat box.
So how long it takes to
So how
store
long
this
it takes to
disease in
store the
coconut trees?
coconut trees?
So particularly once it is in the initial stage, means definitely we can cure the disease, but after exhibiting the symptoms, for example, it will take up to 2 years. Once the disease appeared means, so it is exhibiting the oozing of gummy-like substance, that is the red brownish color ooze means definitely, or if it is exhibiting the mushroom-like structure in the basal portion means it is very difficult to cure. But we can manage by reducing the population by adding these bioagents and other methods.
Okay. So how much water should be
How
given
much
to the
water should be
coconut
given
tree
to the coconut tree?
after putting the farmyard
After-
manure or neem cake?
Manure or neem cake?
So particularly the neem cake and manure. So neem cake we are providing for the multiplication of the trichoderma, in the soil. It requires moisture as well as for substrate for the growing. So hence normally the water content which is required 50 liter minimum, 50 to 60 liters of water is required for the pump. So if it is given, there is no need to extra water for that.
Okay. Okay. Usually when does the coconut tree become prone to diseases?
Usually you see when the farmers are using, that is the flood irrigation means, there is a chances of occurrence of disease is more. For example, the water will move from one place to another place and chances will be more. Number 2, again if it is a drought situation, the severity will be more, drought condition. Number 3, if the recommended dosage of fertilizers or fertility soil of this, fertility status of the soil, if it is reduces, the incidence will be more.
Okay. Members, please continue typing your questions. Okay, as you said, the banana and the lettuce crop is good as intercrop.
Yes.
Good as intercrop.
So what are the chances the coconut
What are
tree
the
will be
chances the
healthy?
coconut tree will be healthy?
No, actually that is the indirect effect will be there, since this particular disease is more severe during the dry condition or drought condition. If we grow the banana in between as a intercrop, definitely the banana will get, without water it will not come out. Because whenever it gets water, definitely some moisture will get to the coconut also. In addition, if it is getting moisture, there is a chances of multiplication of other beneficial organism. In terms, the population of the Ganoderma pathogen will be little reduced.
Okay. Okay, so as you said, the Bangalore has very low yield. So what measures can be taken to reduce this yield?
So particularly this low yield, it is not only due to this disease, it is due to various factors. As I said, in the early this one method, which is a complete, more than 80% of the area in Karnataka, it is growing under rain-fed situation. Since 3-4 years, there was a continuous drought situation and the yield levels are so less, one. Number two, most of the, since it is a dry condition, most of the farmers are not putting importance for the fertilizer and other things. That is the second thing. In addition to that, the third important thing, the pest and disease. When the farmer is not getting good benefit, they will not bother about the farms also. That is the these three parameters which are most important for the reduction in the yield when compared to Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. And also the spacing which has been given in Karnataka, it is very wider when compared to the Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. In total per hectare in Karnataka, it is a 125 palms per hectare. Whereas in Tamil Nadu, that is a 175 per hectare. Automatically the yield levels will be very high.
Okay. So which variety of banana do you recommend to intercrop?
So any kind of banana you can recommend, either Grand 9 or Pachabale, Putabale. There are many, even local also it can be grown. There is no specific also.
Okay. Huj, if you have any questions, Sir, can we intercrop any kind of crop?
So particularly that is the main, you can based on the situation and that is the agroclimatic situation, you can grow, but the crops which requires high sunlight which are not possible. For example, cocoa, it comes very well, cocoa, banana it will comes very well, drumstick it will comes very well, and most of the flower crops, either chrysanthemum, all these crops will comes well.
Okay.
Chrysanthemum it will come.
Okay. So as you said about the root decay.
Yes.
So can we take any remedies in the beginning itself so that we don't face this problem?
Yeah, particularly why I am telling is this decaying will, since it is a soil-borne pathogen, so it will be there in the soil. Okay, any organism will be there in the soil. But one thing is, only by growing the indicator plants, either Bengal gram or red gram, you put the seeds of these indicator plants in and around the root zone at the time of rainy season. So if it is exhibiting the plants which are exhibiting the symptoms of wilting, means that is clear-cut indication of the presence of Ganoderma. So thereby we can initiate the other measures also.
Okay. So this disease occurs mostly in drought conditions. So what happens in case of waterlogging?
In waterlogging condition, this organism will not multiply very fastly. So this pathogen population will be very severe during drought condition. If it is more than 35 degrees Celsius, means the growth will be very quick. But if it is a waterlogged condition, the development is very, very slow.
Okay. So do you provide cultivation or consultation also?
Yeah, definitely with the free of cost only we will provide the consultation, since I am working in the public sector. Okay. Definitely we will provide the information with the free of cost only.
Okay. Do you visit the site also? If
So
any
if
of
it
the
is near
members,
to our, yeah, definitely if it is near to Bangalore, definitely we will visit, no problem.
okay.
That too, after office hours or Sundays, we can visit the flats and we give some suggestions, definitely.
Okay. Please share your mail ID and the phone number.
Can I type it?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please.
I think it might have received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me repeat his contact number.
Repeat his contact number.
It's 99726
79726
19448.
448.
This is particularly since I am working in the public sector. So after office hours or during Sundays, it is very ideal for me.
Yeah. Okay. Members, do you have any further questions?
Do you have any further questions?
Hello?
I hope there are no questions for the time being. And if the audience has any further questions, please visit online education in webinar thread.
Online education in webinar thread.
And here I am typing you the link.
Here I am typing you the link.
Here you can post your questions and continue the discussion directly with Mr. Devappa.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Yeah, thank you. And also I request audience, please fill this feedback form on today's talk. And let me also inform you the recording of this talk will be uploaded in our webinar thread. I would like to thank everyone for attending this webinar. Thanks Mr. Devappa for joining us and giving us a lot of information.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is an event organized by agricultureinformation.com. Please visit our webinar thread under the online education section for updates on upcoming events. Before I end this meeting, I would also like to let you know about our agriculture website. This is www.bmgmart.com. If you are looking for any product, please do visit our site. So I'll be closing this meeting now. Have a nice day, everyone.
Have a nice day, everyone.